Hello. Hello. What? Okay. Okay, let's change up some settings, and I will be done. Stream. Oh, I am streaming. Okay, stop, please stop. Stop. Can you guys see the stream? Oh, maybe. I do not think you guys cannot see. Oh, you guys can. Oh, hello. Okay, hey guys, it's me, Blackhole Steve. We have a bigger monitor now. Oh, it has a big crack here though. I cracked it. This will be my last and first stream. Maybe last, I don't know. Maybe if I find this fun. I want the live chat up. Here's the live chat. I want to watch the video, so I might hear repeat of my voice over and over. I will try to. Ooh, I do not like this.
In this video, I'll show you how to set up and manage live streams.
No, oops, that's the wrong one. Oops, that's I just was thinking something and then whoops. Okay, so I am not. Oh, wait, why am I offline? Okay, there you go. Oh god, this is gonna be weird. Okay, so okay, there is 0 watching right now, but I don't really care. If someone's gonna watch this, then go ahead, you can watch. But if you don't want to watch this, you don't have to. I will play a game while this happens. I might get more distracted into the green, to be honest. Wait, this is actually too black. Whoops. I don't want that. I want Undertale itself. And also, I did cheat in Undertale a little bit to change it to debug. Trying to do a pacifist run. So, yeah. I am. You guys are already getting a lot of lag. I'm very sorry for the lag, but I do want to make sure this is a good live stream, so that's why there's no watermark. So I'm very sorry guys for the buffering. Trying to play Undertale. I don't know if this was the best idea, but I want to play Undertale, so I will play Undertale. Okay, I'll focus on Undertale. How do I focus on Undertale? Game capture, settings, game capture, window, Undertale. Okay, boom, I should say Undertale, if I'm correct. Alright, now we have to move this down, to move this up. What? Why is Undertale not showing? Ah, here it is. Oh, why is there no sound coming from here? Very awkward. This is very strange. I don't hear any sound. Very strange. How about I try that again? That's obviously not working. Ah, don't you hate it when live streams do this? Oh, there we go. I just realized I'm singing something. Oh yeah, this will contain spoilers. I actually do not know what this video is called. I think it might be called Blank. Whoops. Oh, why is it not working over here? Ah, great. Oh, OBS. Completely broke. Gosh. I don't know what's going on. I have oh great. OBS. Very straight to the buffering. Oh, you guys back? Sorry about that. Cannot play on the table. Very sorry about that. Oh, phew. I thought that was this one. I don't want you to see what I'm seeing now, do I? Oops, I still have it on that. Sorry. I like the smooth transition. But I just talked to you while I want to play a game though. Pega chooses, or whatever it's called. I don't know the saying. Let's play some Create the Frisk. But while I play this, I want to tell you some serious messages. I've been through a lot. I was. Can you play? Of course you guys want to. I'm gonna force you to. You have no choice. I've been through a lot of serious things. All my friends have left school. Yahoo! But I still have other friends, but they are different. Every friend is different. And I had a Pacific friend. Why does that exist? Okay. Anyways, yeah, basically those friends are much different. So I don't know what if I should accept them as my friends, which I do, but it's just a little weird without my old friends, of course. Oh, you oh god, I think I broke it for you guys, sorry. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. Put myself in full screen. Fine, I'll just put it over here or something. Okay. Oh yeah, don't look at that. Yeah, might have cheated. Oh, broke.